Hi, Carrie. I thought you presented Hansted Bremen's financial situation really well. I particularly note your concerns that the city's interest costs are predicted to increase from €689 million in 2012 to €1,123 million in 2017, which presents a risk to meeting future liabilities and thus to the city becoming insolvent. You've set out a number of benefits to the city if it receives the federal grant. I thought your approach of increasing tax income across the 5 years as a key mechanism to reduce the deficit was good. You made a good point that as taxes are non-exchangeable transactions, there may be public concern if user charges are also increased at the same time. Hence, you only propose marginal increases in income derived from operations and user charges or transactional services. I would suggest that this area needs to be looked at more closely with a view to support a more user-pays approach. You have not proposed any cuts to public sector jobs or programs or social benefits. However, you have proposed savings in operation costs. I agree the city needs to address operation costs, which, as you note, are significantly higher than revenue. However, I would suggest it would be a politically risky approach to raise taxes but not look at making some savings in the public sector. Any savings in this area need, of course, to be mindful of any reduction in services, and particularly to the socially and economically disadvantaged. You have proposed a surplus in 2015 and 16 with the grant and noted a positive impact on solvency, liquidity and financial performance. My only concern is whether you have been too severe on taxpayers in your financial restructuring with your focus on raising income from taxes whilst keeping programs and the workforce intact. However, I agree with you that there is scope for less reliance on taxes if increases in user fees and investments provide greater revenue in the future. I agree with your observations that personnel costs are high, reflecting a labour-intensive approach in the city, and that whilst investment revenue is fairly static, costs are high, perhaps reflecting poor investment. I also note, as you did, that interest costs show an increase in the period, indicating liabilities are increasing instead of decreasing. I support your approach of securing auditing services to identify areas of improvement in terms of program and investment orientation, and that the city needs to investigate a more sustainable means to repay its debt. I concur that if you secure the federal grant, your proposed approach will allow the city to reduce its deficit to a more financially manageable level. Taking into consideration your justification, I am in a position to approve the city accessing the federal grant. Thank you.